Welcome back, Yellowhammer Nation. It's Yellowhammer Radio. She is Andrea Tice. I am Scott Chambers. Our guest, as every Tuesday, Mr. Cord Sachs from Fire Seeds. How in the world are you, Cord?
Yes, sir. Doing great, Scott. Andrea.
Hi.
Beautiful weather.
Yes, it is a gorgeous day. We've had several couple of days that have been absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing great.
Good, man. Glad to have you here. I understand that you guys have launched a really cool new product deal at Fire Seeds called Culture Benchmark. And I want to know, tell me a little bit about Culture Benchmark.
Yeah, no, that's great, Scott. Yeah, we launched this culture benchmark so that we could help organizations assess their culture. So let me define culture real quick, because I want this to be applicable really to anybody. But culture is the particular characteristics of any group of people. So whether this is a whole organization, whether this is just a team that you work within at your workplace, or whether this is your family, every subgroup has their own culture. And so we're simply going to help. We want to help companies assess their culture. So we created this Fire Seeds Culture Benchmark to launch a survey into an organization, and we start by surveying the executive team.
Mm-hmm.
We ask them questions around 8 areas of culture, but then we assess everyone in the grassroots separately. Because really what we want to see, it's great to see what our leadership teams say about the health of their culture, but really what we want to know is what do the people in the grassroots say about the health of our organizational culture. And so we learn a lot by quantifying numerically a grading scale around 8 areas of culture and seeing how the leadership team grades it out compared to those that work in the grassroots.
Okay, so you mentioned 8 areas in that discussion. So what would those 8 areas be, and why are you? Tell me how you came to that conclusion that you needed to evaluate those 8 areas.
Well, when we ask organizations, hey, tell me how you're doing. How's your organization doing? I mean, they're quick to give us their quarterly revenue compared to last quarter or compared to last year, or their profit and loss. But when we ask them, well, tell me about your culture. How would you grade your culture? Many of them kind of look with a blank stare because they haven't yet developed a grid, a way of thinking about evaluating their culture. And so all the areas that they've already created metrics for, their systems and their processes that have metrics, well, those are good. The mighty dollar is going to drive the health of those things. So what we've done is we've created a way to quantify and grade out 8 areas that we would say kind of bump right up against the systems and processes,
Okay.
but oftentimes in an organization have no metrics around them. And so the 8 areas are this. Number 1 would be vision, mission, and values. Really assessing the organization's clarity around their vision, mission, and values.
Okay.
Number 2, communication. How is your communication, your informal and formal channels of communication within your organization? Number 3, the team dynamics. What's the actual health of the team and the synergy within the teams of your organization? Number 3. Number 4 would be we're going to assess the training and leader development. Do your people feel as if they're being continually trained and developed in the skills to help them do their job better? And then are they developed as a leader? Number 4. So number 5 would be an area called empowerment. We talk to a lot of organizations, and their people are very frustrated because they are not empowered. Rather, they are micromanaged. And so understanding whether you're an organization that empowers your people is very important. And then number 6, recognition and celebration. Great companies with healthy cultures recognize people for great work, and they celebrate the areas of their culture that are strong. They celebrate wins. And so we want to put some numbers around, some metrics around recognition and celebration. Number 7 would be energy and engagement. We would say a direct line to maximizing your productivity is how engaged and how much does your work environment provide energy for your people to come to work and thrive. That's number 7. And then number 8 would be compensation and career opportunity. Do your people feel as if they're getting paid an honest, fair market wage for the work that they do? And then more importantly, do they feel like they know and understand the opportunity they have within your organization?
All right.
So 8 areas.
Cord, that's really good. I have a follow-up question on that, because you mentioned that you do 2 different types of surveys. You do the upper leadership and management, and then those down at the grassroots level.
That's right.
Now, do you feel that when you are doing these tests, because the people know that leadership is also getting surveyed, are they able to answer honestly when you ask them to evaluate their company culture?
No, that's a great question. And first and foremost, we make sure it's very clearly communicated that these are going to be extremely anonymous, in an anonymous survey.
Okay.
And then the leadership team makes it very clear that we are asking everyone to speak very candidly, to speak very openly. It's the only way we can really know and really be able to listen to how you really feel. And so as long as the leadership team communicates that to their people, and then their people know that, hey, this is going to be anonymous. An outside party, a Fire Seeds is going to come in, they're going to run the whole thing, and we won't know who's saying what, but we want to listen. We want to hear what you have to say. And as long as that's authentic, then it works really well. And, yeah, we get some really candid feedback and candid results.
Well, Cord, I've got to know, how do people actually practically apply this, what they've learned to make practical improvements to their culture at their company when using this?
Right. So we're able to dive into each of those topics. So there's going to be 5 different questions around each of those areas. And so, the first question for vision, mission, and values might just be, do you have the vision, mission, and values been clearly explained to you during your time at work with this organization? Question 2 might be, do you see your vision, mission, and values lived out within the organization? So 2 very different questions, but similar enough to where we can really understand, well, maybe it's clearly communicated in our onboarding, but then it's not lived out. It's not repeated. It's not being brought in front of them more. And so we're able to really pinpoint within any one of those categories a very clear place that they might need to work on that category, whether it's communication, whether it's empowerment, team dynamics. And then we try not to overwhelm the organization by saying, okay, you got to come up with a plan to fix it all. We would just say, hey, let's come up with 3 areas. Let's come up with one primary area that we could act on immediately.
Okay.
We did this within our own company and within vision, mission, and values. One of the questions was, are you reminded regularly about your vision, mission, and values? And honestly, this was 3 years ago. My folks said, no, we wish you would put those in front of us more. And so one primary action step we took, super simple, is that next week we said, hey, we hear you, and we want to do a better job at that. And so I had our marketing director go and print out very in a really nice and brand succinct way all of our vision, mission, and values, and we put them up around the office and in front of our folks, and created screensavers around it. And it did 2 things. Number 1, they felt like they really were heard, and they saw us take action. We didn't have to fix everything immediately, but we were able to move and take action on one thing and then tell them, hey, and there's lots of other areas I know that you gave us feedback on that we're also going to be working towards over the next 6 months to a year to really work on improving. So we really try to help them come up with a primary, secondary, and tertiary area of practical application where they can begin to start thinking about how can we improve a few of these areas at a time.
Wow, that sounds great.
Well, Cord, here at Yellowhammer, we absolutely love Fire Seeds, and we use some of your models, and they're fantastic. But what are some of the organizations saying about the results that they're getting?
It's been awesome because, I think I can share this. We work with a great company called the Alabama Eye Bank right here. They find and match eye donors with those that need eyes. It's an unbelievable cause. So we got to work with their organization just this last month, and we ran our culture benchmark. And they were honestly a little hesitant. They didn't know how their people would respond, and being able to give feedback around these areas. They'd never done anything like this before.
Right.
And they were blown away at how their people felt appreciated because they had a voice around the areas that really did make up so much of the experience around their work, that just by giving them the opportunity to speak in, that it improved the culture within their organization.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's
very exciting stuff, Cord. That very neat. And that, go ahead and tell people how to get hold of you at Fire Seeds.
Yeah, absolutely. Fireseeds.com. Check us out online. You can read about our recruiting, our leader development, and now our new offering called the Fire Seeds Culture Benchmark. We'd love to serve you and hear from you.
All right. Check it out, Fire Seeds. We appreciate you, Cord Sachs, and we look forward to talking to you again next Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Have a great day. Andrew McLean is next.